We'll get back to you. We don't know what we're doing. We're making this up. We're gonna make a Heinz 57 rear end, basically. We're back at it. We're on the Rattlecat again today. So hopefully by the end of today, we've got a rear end mostly in it. We've got all the belts and pulleys. We've got a whole pile of them that came. Tom's working on a throttle pedal. We'll see what other parts show up for this thing. I gotta get wheels and tires coming for it because, well, it's a race car. It needs race car tires. We got a lot to get done on it and a short time to get it done. We're T-minus 2 weeks from racing this car, so let's get going. We've been doing little stuff on it today. Haven't videoed it. Belts, they're on it. We got the wrong radiator hose for the bottom, so that didn't happen. So we're throwing in the air right now. We're gonna get the rear end out of this car and see if we can't get a Ford 9-inch built and put in it. I already built the third member for it right there. So had some leftover Speedway parts. I put a old Derby spool with some 456 gears in it. That's going in. It's just a 31 spline. Should be good enough to break parts. Throw this thing in the air and get a rear end built. All right, this old car is going back in the air. We're gonna see if we can't gut the rear end out of it. So fuel tank got here, but the fuel pump that goes in it did not. We'll get those and put them in so we can get the front end to stay in the air when it launches. This thing's getting lighter by the minute. Look at all that race car stuff on the ground. We're pulling these Buick Rattlecats right now, and we are going to bolt a 10-inch wheel on here to see what kind of a back spacing we're gonna have to get a wheel to fit under this thing. I don't know what it's gonna look like exactly. Tom's got us so this is a 10-inch wide wheel with a 235/75 tire on it. What does that give you for frame clearance back here? A lot. Perfect. The reason we're wondering about this is because we're gonna put a narrowed rear end under this, because I have a Ford 9-inch that's actually 2 inches narrower, which is gonna set the tires back. It's gonna do everything we need it to. So we're gonna start building. We'll get a rear end built today and stuffed in this car, and we'll have 10s under the back of it.
We may have to take the old porta power and push the fenders out a little bit.
I'm not afraid of that.
But
we're gonna cut these lips right off the inside. We'll take the chrome off, cut the lip so it doesn't cut the tire. Yeah, that's gonna look good.
We'll just have to see when the
You like those? Okay, the question is, do we put them all the way around so they match?
No.
Or do we leave the Buick Rallies on the front?
Yeah, I vote for the OGs on the front.
All right, settled. All right, slip that axle in it.
I think we should just run it like that.
This is how,
Yeah, determine.
from
Go from bearing surface? Or you
push
want
all that in. Yep, and go to that.
outside of it?
Just to the end of the sill. 55 3/4 worth of housing. 58 and a half is what we currently have, and we got 55 and
3/4.
3/4.
You'll be basically to
I
the.
think that's what you said. 55.
You might need a
Almost.
spacer.
Yeah.
That'll be about perfect.
Is that what we needed? What is that? That's 56 and a half inches, and what was this? 55 and a half. So we gotta shorten it,
An inch on both sides?
or we go find another one. Drain away.
Proper way to undo a gas tank.
Well, if you're not going to use the tank.
We're just doing our part, and we're recycling some fuel here. We've already poured 1.5 into the old shop truck. Now, we're full on the next one, so.
And it does not seem to be slowing down.
It'll just go until it doesn't. That's what I think. Rear end. We are putting this thing together. So, Tom and Landon, they're gutting this tank out, sort of. And I'm building rear ends. We gotta shorten it a whole bunch. So I've got weld-on bearing retainers that are gonna go on it. Never done this before, so we'll see how this goes. Tore this rear end apart. It's a 31 spline, so it's good housing, good parts. We will stash this for later when we need it. We're draining the housing out right now, and then we'll get the ends cut off of it, get it narrowed up, weld it back together, and get all of that good stuff put in it. By then, Tom should have that one out of the car. We'll cut the links all off of it, weld them to this other housing. Bam, we got us a rear end.
Lickety split, nowhere, no struggles.
Yeah, nothing, just all happy.
What are you doing, Tom?
I'm gonna try to pull the rear end out of this thing. Way we can get all of the brackets cut off. So when Paul gets done with that, we gotta put all these brackets on that one, so.
So you're making your own axle?
We are building our own rear axle. Well,
So this is the front axle, Grandma.
we're piecing
No,
one
it
together
isn't.
from
This is the
parts,
rear axle.
basically.
And he's making a posi track.
No, it's already
It is already a
a
posi track.
spool. We're shortening it so we can put bigger tires under it.
See, I'm not stupid. I do know a few things. Don't even sit at Paul. And Tom walks away.
Brain wasn't even working, Grandma. I wasn't. I was one of those you didn't even need brain power for. It was just that easy. One down. Clean these up a little bit, then we'll do some grinding. And we'll cut the bearing retainers off. Narrow this thing up. It's out. Out. Nobody died.
Still got 10 fingers on both hands. Still got 10 fingers?
Here, we're good. We're good.
We take them off and weld those things up so they're tough enough to hang some horsepower, and I think we win.
This thing's not rusty at all.
No, not at all. That's just skill.
Yeah,
Just skill.
don't worry about that.
Once we pressure wash all of it off, it's lighter. The metal thins up and we go faster. That is a big old rear end, man.
Holy heck, man. I was not prepared. About our second step in, I looked at Len like, I don't know if we're gonna make it.
I could see. I watched your face when you were packing it. I could see how big
Purple.
it was. It shouldn't be bad. A couple brackets off of it, and we can put it right on. We're gonna go ahead and cut these C's off of these, or not C's, but bearing retainers off. We probably ought to figure out some way to tell clocking. This thing's hot, in case you're wondering. How am I gonna do that, Jace? 88.6. I guess that's the way to do it. Is the other side the same? That one says it's 75. 89. How are we going to figure that out?
Mark a line.
Can you put 2 bolts in it and span across the bolts? Bolts should be in line, right?
From what I'm seeing, that one and this one aren't in the same. We'll get back to you. We don't know what we're doing. We're making this up. We're gonna cut them. We're going for it. I'm gonna cut just on the inside of this weld. Drop these things on the ground.
Good enough?
Yep, got them done. Both ends are out. Now we figure out how long we need it. And cut them off again and
Oh,
put
so
them
that
in,
was just
screw
to...
them up,
Alright.
and then we We got a jig that goes through that holds it all square while we weld it. We'll figure lengths out. We're gonna drop the third member in so we can get the proper axle measurement length. This is kind of inconvenient here at best. I think that's down most of the way. That thing fits tight. All right, little measure taping into the axles, and then we see where all this stuff fits. That one just barely splines up right there. We're gonna have to cut a bunch off.
What are you doing?
Building a little tougher link, so it won't.
A little more reinforced link.
Yeah, because we kind of wanted to have the rear end in the car when it takes off.
I think those welds are going to
if we
hold
didn't
it.
have this piece on it, it would probably just make this into a giant ball and rip the rear end out. But
I think those welds are going to hold.
better than yours.
I'll dime up way better than that.
Aren't you the one that welded Dad's trans cross member?
Aren't you the one that cut his rear end in half? It's supposed to be inside of that.
Yeah. I got some other ones. I'm gonna have to go find them. Do some digging. It's what we got ain't working. I'm sure somebody out there is way smarter with 4 9-inch rear ends than me. I was aware of the new big bearing and the old big bearing, and that was the retainer plate difference, like this right here. So this one's the new big bearing, this one's the old big bearing. And then this came into the mix. This is a big bearing Ford. It doesn't fit. It's bigger than a big bearing Ford. I don't know what that is.
But what's weird is the housing fits.
Well, it's a Ford 9-inch, 100% it's a Ford 9-inch, but I don't know what ends it has on it. I don't know what these are. You guys smarter than me. Let us know in the comments, what have I got? So what I'm probably going to do is cut the ends off of this one because they're right. Weld them onto that one. We're gonna make a Heinz 57 rear end, basically.
I know what you have.
Yeah.
A pile of junk.
Grandma,
That rat jack up there's calling your name.
Hey, I just sold the shirt. I'm
Oh,
good.
okay.
well, I guess I'll just saw those off and see
Yeah.
if they fit on there and we can weld them in.
Good luck.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
We got a rhythm going on.
Scout, start rapping. Speak. Spit some bars, Scout. Spit some bars. He's shy.
Flip her over something. There, maybe. Woo! Sounds bad. Ah!
Break it
Keep flipping. No, we've got problems.
like normal.
This is not going to be my straightest cut. I mean, you can rate that.
Oh my gosh,
Looks like the moon.
Close one eye, tilt your head a little bit. She's crooked. Still. All right, we are doing some little machine work here.
Yeah, that's straight.
She's hopping. I'll cut this off, and then we'll see where we're at. We're just gonna trim this down and make it slide inside the other axle tube and weld it together.
I see it in the inside cutting.
See if I can do it slow enough it doesn't catch and break my tool off. That's all we got. That's as deep as we got.
Tap it.
It's thicker than I thought it was.
You can see it though in the inside.
No.
I think you see the
Oh, I see the ring.
step on the other ring.
Yeah.
Alright, you'll get it eventually.
It's morning. We're back on the old Rattlecat rear end. I've done some rough calculations. That mark right there is where I'm gonna cut this thing off, and then we'll weld these ends back in that we've machined to fit inside of there. we'll have ourselves a genuine narrowed Ford 9-inch to go under the Rattlecat so we can fit 10s under the back of it. Hopefully we can do wheelies. I don't know, probably burnouts for sure, but we'll see if we can actually make it hook. Oh, I was gonna show you what Landon did. All the control arms, he beefed up. There's a pipe down the middle of it with flat strap on it. So hopefully the links won't just taco when we put power to it. The next big hurdle after the rear end is the floor. We're gonna have to take and cut this out, move it up, see how that turns out. I'm sure it'll be easy. Everything's always easy. I'll set some cameras up, go to chopping on this thing, get it narrowed up, and then I'll show you how to true a rear end up so that you know your axles are all square with everything, and we'll weld this thing together. Sweet! Chopped. Just like that. Go clean these up on the wire wheel. Make sure you put glasses on. All right, we've got this thing narrowed up. This side's cut off. That is gonna just slip right inside like so. Axle will go in, we'll figure out the angle, and voila voila, weld this thing together and we'll be good to go. So shouldn't be a big deal if I figured axle length out right. I'm gonna measure that right now. So these are leftover axles from Firebird build. They're actually left over from my 65 rear end. They sent me 2 different sets that were wrong splines. So these are all going together, and we'll use leftover parts on the Rattlecat. It's kind of the theme. So Land's cleaning my parts up. We'll put this together. We'll grab me a little bit of grease if you will. Alright, I'm greasing the splines up on this just because I want to see what my measure and tape skills are. I want to see how much spline we actually are engaging here. It all actually looks pretty sanitary. Can't tell how far it went. Looks like we're getting an inch. I may want just a little more engagement out of that, like another ½ inch of engagement on that side. I think I'll shorten that up a hair more is what I'll do. Yep. You can grind this one up too, bud. Alright, we'll walk this off one more time here. Alright, go drag us a welder over here. Oh yeah, that's full spline. I'm digging that. This side's good to go. On to that side. Let's do this. Where's your grease gun? Over there. Get it. We're gonna check some spline engagement on this side. Let's see where we're at. That feels. We've got splines. How many? We're about to find out. Oh, we got all of them. We're good to go. That's the right width. I'll take this one out. Put it back. Get the air blower. We need to get some dirt off of this table. Alrighty, we are ready to jig this thing up. Landon has already got these in for us. So They're just some bushings that go in this little kit thing I got. So we'll bolt this in, stick the rod through it, then bolt the outers on it, pull it tight, weld everything up, and we should have a straight, true 4/9" that's narrowed and that will fit under this Rattlecat, I hope, when we're done. Is that right? No.
Went way too far.
It was right. Or maybe not. Achoo!
Bless you.
Achoo!
Bless you.
That's not good when I start sneezing. I'm allergic to work. All right, we gotta find the bolts. I don't know where they ended up. Someone took them. All right, we're gonna burn these down tight. And we're gonna take this here device. It's just a big old chunk of cold roll. All right, there's that. Did you find the ends that fit these?
I did not.
All right, let's do that. That's one right there. All right, where's the other one? That's kind of what winning's looking like. Hold down on this a little bit so I can get it up in there. Like that. We tighten those down. Technically that thing is straight once these are all pinched flat all the way around. We weld this together. Axles will drop straight in. Alright, I like it. It's about as close as I'm gonna get it probably. 15.5, that's pretty close. Okay, let's go get this other one tapped around to where it needs to be, then we'll tighten it up. 15.1, we're right there. We go to welding now. Rear end handled at that point.
A few moments later.
All right, it's time. We're gonna go ahead and tack all this together, get it all nice and hot everywhere, and then weld it up. Away we go here. She's all tacked everywhere. Now we'll go back and weld in between the tacks. Shouldn't pull it after that. And then we can pull it apart, clean this rear end all out, get all the metal out, start assembling this thing, get it ready for all the brackets that we gotta put on it here to make it bolt into that car. All right, just got done welding this thing up. We'll let it cool off, pull everything apart, see if the axles and third member will bolt in this thing, be happy. It's gonna be good. All right, we got all the gross out of that thing. Now it's time to wipe it down, put this thing back together.
Okay.
All right, these things are freaking heavy. But here we go. Going in. Okay, 4/9". You can really hose yourself quick if you don't put these two on first, right here. These two. Because there's not enough clearance once it's all tight for those to fit in there on most housings. So, just because I know, because I've done it before. All right, the rest are the wrenchers. Okay. Pretty good. We'll have ourselves a real live 4/9" here. I like it. All right, let's test this axle build. Well, all B. Maybe we're as good as we thought we were.
Maybe.
We're good enough. That's all that matters.
It does look pretty good.
If it fits under the car. Okay, there's one axle in. That was tight. It's in though.
Yeah.
This is where I'm too. I've tracked down some spare parts we had kicking around the shop. We've pieced together brakes, but we're hunting rotors. So I've come up with Cadillac Eldorado, like 71 to 78, has the rotor that I need with this 5-on-5 bolt pattern. Tom and Landon are on the phone with AutoZone or with O'Reilly, trying to track them down, see if we can actually get the rotors that we're after, and then we'll adjust these to fit. The caliper we're going to use is just the generic caliper that everybody uses for them, so we'll make this all work, and we'll have rear brakes on it here shortly, I hope. It is that time. We're going to utilize all these brackets that are on this old rear end. We'll cut everything off and weld them to that new one. Let's get it in the car. I'm ready to have this rear end in and done.
Time to work.
Parts are harvested, we'll clean them up. Get that other rear end sent into the car and get it in. Woo, there we go. That took a minute to turn over. All right, we've got brackets going in. Land's gonna start bolting all this stuff up. We'll get it all welded up. We'll get this rear end centered and we'll get her welded into place. I'm feeling pretty optimistic right now that this is gonna work. How much it's gonna work, I don't really know. It's not gonna clear the old frame rails by very much here, but it's gonna fit. Has to. Got no choice. All right, things are happening. Got this slit underneath, shock mounts hooked onto it. So basically, we just gotta center the rear end. Yeah, it's gonna be close-ish. Okay, now we just gotta square the rear end up under the car, figure the top mounts out, start tacking all this stuff back together, and then we'll set the tires on it and see if they're actually gonna clear. I don't know if they are. All right, guys, we're to the point we just set it under there, moved it around, and we're fairly happy with its centering. So I'm gonna go ahead and tack the bottoms, then we'll set the tops on and tack them, let it down to ride height and check pinion angle and see what it looks like. And if we're happy, we'll start welding all this stuff together. At some point, we probably ought to put the tire on it and see how bad it rubs everywhere as well. So here we go. All right, let me check this measurement wise. Almost 3 inches. All right, that's tacked in. Let's see what these upper links are gonna do. This one's not gonna, maybe it's just too far down. Let's let the car down. Ouch. Not terrible, is it? Other than those don't really fit like we want them to. We may have to cut those off square so they'll go down right there. Probably how it's gonna have to happen. That angle's not gonna be happy. We're just gonna have to ride off flat and set them down on. We're half curious whether this wheel's gonna fit. I guess we find out. It's gonna clear. We narrowed it enough. Look at that, doesn't rub the back, but it's really close. That's cool. We can read a tape measure. Victory. We're trying to get these top links to be somewhat happier. I don't know if that's a word. Okay, okay. Now we're getting somewheres. I think they would have worked. You had them on backwards. I just cut that off for nothing.
I had them on back.
You had them in backwards. Go ahead and weld that piece back.
How did I have them backwards?
Well, I don't know, you just did. Well, we're gonna need that piece back.
Oh.
I should have looked closer. We'll weld that back on and then we'll go ahead and put them back in there. Now, see, it goes in this way, backwards, and then they fit. Oh. Hiya! Perfectiono. Something ain't right here as far as where they're lining up to. I think we got these bad boys on different angles. We need to get some alignment situation going on. Rear end isn't square. I gotta cut some tacks. Got him. Don't you fret. What did I say that one was?
68 and a half, I think.
Come on, little shuckers. Let me see that. Okay, we should be able to drag that thing out of our way, and I can weld it up. All right, good enough. Let's go. Okay, I think that's welded in. I think you can go ahead and tighten all those bolts. We can bolt some tires on it. Oh, I gotta weld spring pads in it. I got excited. It's so hot, I'm sweating like crazy. All right, we are winning this battle. Rear end's in it, coil springs are in it, shocks are all hooked up. We are gonna have some brake interference with shock. Probably gonna end up having to move the shock over a little or something. I don't know, but we're not worried about that currently. We're just trying to make things look cool. So it's gonna step out just barely off the frame because the rotor's like a 1/2 inch thick. It's gonna be perfect. Let's set it down, see what it looks like.
Actually looks slick.
Barely clears. You still may have to trim that inside fender a little. So basically that's it for today's video. We got rear end in it, we got all the belts and pulleys stuff all dealt with on the front. Next time we'll be able to throw driveline in it. Hopefully parts get here for the fuel so we can make it actually run. So we're just waiting on the UPS guy to deliver us our fuel pump, and then we hear this thing fire up and make lots of noise. So thanks for watching.